Good morning. You are listening to KPCA LP in Petaluma. This show is Dynamic Change, and my name is Michelle Love, and I am providing this show to give psychological insight into patterns, emotional patterns we have in life. I am a certified self-defense instructor, a certified wellness coach, fitness trainer, and I have a degree in psychology. And I like to use my background to assist with people having as much wellness as possible within their life. So I appreciate you joining me today. If you would like more information on me, you can go to my website, dynamicchangewellness.com. And what I would like to share today is I do guided meditations to address techniques for being mindful within our life on how we're thinking, what we're focusing on, and I give a lot of psychological tools for healing certain emotional blocks and really difficult things we've gone through. I've worked a lot with trauma, and I work a lot with somatic holding of the experience within your body. And so today, I'm excited. I want to share with you how to release, how the body move forward through trauma. So I want to do some guided meditations and speak about how can we move past trauma. How can we not only work on the tools of healing it all the time, but direct our focus so that we are not defined by the really difficult things that we have gone through, because I think life in general presents really difficult things for pretty much everybody. I think it's extremely hard to go through life and not have something really challenging or traumatic, or someone we really love went through something really intense. And for me, even though it does change how you feel in a lot of ways, it does change how you respond in life, I don't think we should be defined by it. I think we should have still the presence of self to understand we are separate from those really challenging experiences and things that have been traumatic. So what I would like to talk about today is resilience. I would like to do some guided meditations to show you how to very deliberately start giving a safe container to the part of you that is still struggling with what was difficult. Okay, so this is like inner child work, but not everyone is able to relate or bring up the inner child. Okay, so it doesn't have to be that, but we're going to work with the self that is struggling with something that was beyond a reasonable capacity to be able to process. So again, my name is Michelle Love. This show is Dynamic Change. I appreciate you joining me every week. I do this show. It's an hour-long show on Wednesdays on KPCA LP in Petaluma. And then I record the shows and I upload them to my YouTube channel, which is Michelle Love with Dynamic Change and Wellness. And that way you can listen to them later. So today I really want to share how to find some resilience, to feel like you can bounce back from traumatic experiences, from extreme levels of stress, because what we focus on is what is going to be navigating your experience in life. And so if we are focusing on, we're so overwhelmed with something that was so difficult and painful for us, where the focus is so easily brought back to that experience so regularly, we will get triggered. But I what I like to practice and what I like to share with people, because I have seen how it works, is to focus on where we want to be, how we want to feel, how we want to have that peace and that safe container for ourselves. So what I teach is a lot of mindfulness, paying attention to how you think, and noticing when you start to feel dysregulated and triggered, and how to start bringing a safe container to that. So that's what I will be discussing today. So we will start right away with some guided meditation, because I want to use it throughout the show. A lot of times I do it just towards the end, but I'm going to kind of do it a couple times throughout the show, so we can really work on feeling regulated inside. So this is something that you can end your day with, or you could get up a little bit early and start the day with. But these kind of guided meditations are a way to regulate. They are a way to set your focus for the day, your intention for the day, and to help you create what you want. I do not want us to be trapped within the things that are painful for us, where we can't have a life that goes beyond that, because that trauma is not us. It is a separate thing that we did not deserve, that is not our fault, that we want to be able to move on from and find a way to heal it, process it, get it gone. And there's always, the experience is there. It's like you can't erase it, but you can change how you respond to it, and you can also change that you will not be controlled by it for the rest of your life. You will not let it define who you are, or feel bad about yourself, or judge yourself forever, or put yourself in a label from that situation. So I want to give the container to that experience that was like not fun, not okay. We're going to give a container to that. That's what we want to put in the box. We don't want to be in the box anymore. So you can do this with me now. And what I'm going to do is, I want you to relax. I want you to, if you're sitting down, sit down very comfortably. And I like to put my hands on top of my thighs, so I feel a very receptive, open body language. So when I do that, moving the microphone around, it's always an interesting process. So if we're sitting there, and you can put, your palms up on your legs. You can also lay down. You can get into your favorite chair. You can have a glass of water next to you. I recommend really drinking water is a really good way to start meditation. It's a way to encourage some deep breathing. If you want to light a candle to relax your mind, sometimes having a little ritual is also a way to set how you want to feel, creating an ambiance for yourself, creating a focus, making it an important, special thing that you are creating for yourself, for the experience. Okay? So, and also when I do guided meditations, I like to make it accessible to all kinds of different backgrounds and different beliefs. So some people are spiritual, some people are not, some people are religious, some people are more into scientific ideas, but across the board, the scientists cannot deny it. They all say we have energy in our bodies. Meditation is involved with regulating your energy in your body. So I will talk about energy and focusing on that, which will regulate all the systems within your being. Okay? So your emotional body gets regulated by that. Your mind, when you're focusing very deliberately on how you want to think and discipline those thoughts, you're regulating your mind, and your thoughts your emotions. When we regulate our breathing and work with our energy, all of the systems in our body just feel good. Your heart's going to relax. You can lower your blood pressure, like the biofeedback that they have utilized within therapy or medical processes or something like that. With our mind and our breathing and our intention and focus, we can regulate our blood pressure. We can regulate, how our body feels. We can focus on healing injuries in our body. All these things help us have better health, better mental health, better physical health, better emotional health. So it takes a discipline of focus. And so that's why we're doing these mindful techniques, and that's why I want to share these with you. So get comfortable, maybe light your candle, have a big glass of water, take a really big drink from that glass of water. And when you do that, that forces you at the end of that big drink. It's always helpful to be hydrated. It helps everything in our body. It helps you then take a big deep breath. So we're going to start with that big deep breath. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. You can close your eyes if you want. We're going to inhale. Inhale as deeply as possible and then hold the breath. Hold it a second, and then when you exhale, I want you to push that air out, contract your abdominals, push it all out. So like a sponge, you've squeezed out all the oxygen. Hold it for a moment, and then inhale deeply, deep into your belly. Inflate your whole rib cage in all directions. Hold it a moment, and then exhale fully. Push out all the air. Pause. Inhale. Expand the rib cage in all directions. Breathe down deep into your belly. Deep, deep, deep into the lower belly. Hold it and then exhale. Now, one of the techniques with meditation that you can do is you can imagine connecting to the earth to feel grounded in your body. When you feel grounded, it means you feel very present. You feel very solid within yourself. You feel like a lot of times if you're scared, if you have a lot of stress, we can feel this experience of being kind of like not really fully there. And so being grounded, this technique is about really anchoring in within yourself, feeling strong, feeling connected within yourself. So that's what grounded means. So with these breaths, we're going to imagine that we drop our energy in our body out. We're going to start with the feet, that it drops out of our feet when we exhale, and it's going to be like a dense energy. So I often like to make it feel earthy. So it gives it some texture and some little heaviness. So when you drop your energy, you don't have to feel it. But if you do feel it, it's actually like you feel a little, like a little drop, and you feel just a little bit heavier. So we're going to inhale. And imagine as you exhale, your energy starts to flow down through your body, down all the way through your legs, and all the way down your feet and out your feet into the earth. So taking a deep breath, exhaling, dropping the energy out the feet into the earth, and imagine growing roots and grounding, connecting with the earth. Inhale. And exhale, releasing the energy out the feet. One more time. And exhale. Okay, so now we're going to imagine releasing energy out the tailbone, again into the earth. You can give it a color. I usually give it kind of a gray or brown, just kind of a denser color. You can also make it a beautiful color. You can make it white light. You can make it a beautiful orange, whatever you want. I'm just giving some examples. We're going to inhale, release it out the tailbone. Now, one of the practices that I've studied a lot is Tai Chi. When they start Tai Chi, they do this thing with the arms. And it is the same idea. So if you are sitting down, you're feeling like, wow, I cannot visualize this. You can also do it standing up, where you stand up and your knees are slightly bent. You inhale, bring the arms up, your body, palms up towards your chin and your chest. When you exhale, you let the arms slowly float down. And as they float down, you just imagine or feel the energy flowing down through your body, out the feet. And then after you feel like, okay, I've either done it with my mind or I felt it, we're going to do the tailbone. So you can stand up if you want or stay seated. Inhale, arms come up. Knees stay bent. Exhale, release, the arms float down. Knees are bent slightly. Dropping the energy out the tailbone. So when I do these techniques, sometimes you got to throw an inhale or exhale in addition in there. Don't feel like it has to be just perfect inhale, exhale. Sometimes I run out of breath and I didn't quite feel the energy move. So then I take an additional breath as to kind of add it in wherever I need it. So just wherever you need to breathe. One last breath. And then exhale, releasing. Now, I want you to think of, now that we've relaxed, I want you to think of what you want to work on containing. And so first, what we're going to do is provide so if you are spiritual, if you are religious, and I'm going to give you like 3 options. I'm going to give you like a spiritual kind of mindful technique, and then I'm going to give some spiritual choices, and you can relate it to whatever spirituality or whatever religion if you are religious. And then I'm just going to give also just, I don't believe in anything, the atheist. Maybe you believe in just a universal energy, or maybe you don't, but we're going to give it some idea of how we can make it kind of a safe space. Okay? So once you've done that breathing, once you feel like you're in your body, you've worked on grounding and growing roots from your body into the earth, we're going to give it like a barrier, a safe feeling barrier to give us some insulation from the stimulus, outside stimulus of stress of the world. So, if you're spiritual, you could make a beautiful white light pyramid around your body that contains you, around where you're at in that moment. If you're religious, you could call in someone that is part of the religion. You could call in Buddha. You could call in, Jesus Christ. You could call in whatever you call it, the Creator, God, Spirit. You could call Allah. You could call whoever is part Kuan Yin. You could call whoever is part of your religion. You could call an angel in, the Archangel Michael in. You could call a saint in, Guadalupe, Saint Teresa. So whoever gives you some solace, So I think sometimes it's really nice to think of something bigger than you that you can ask for help from. But if that doesn't resonate with you, if you're an atheist, you could call on just the universal energy, or just call on some really positive feeling experience or energy. Because even the scientists say we have energy in our body. So do what resonates with you. I have no agenda or attachment to any of that. So I'm going to let you do what works with you, but I will provide examples, and you just give yourself the dialogue of what is true for you. Okay? So give it some sort of container, and whether it's just an energy structure, right? Or a spiritual or religious, whatever you want. And then, or just working with your mind and your thoughts, but make it safe feeling. So we're going to focus on what has been really difficult, whether there was a trauma or experience, or if it wasn't as extreme where you want to label it trauma, something that was scary, something that feels like it plagues you. You know, we want to let that separate from our identity, separate it from our day-to-day burden of experience. Okay? So I want you to identify what you need some distance from. And what we're going to do is give this thing that we're going to allow ourselves some relief from. That's the goal, is we're going to have relief and move forward past this. Is I want you to imagine that trauma, experience, that struggle, that thing that overwhelms you, and we're going to put it in a big swirl, and we're going to give it a color. Let's give it a stagnant, yucky color. Ugh. You know, because this stuff doesn't feel good. It's like a poison, really. So you can make it black. You could make it like the sick, pukey green color. You could make it brown. You could make it, what's the color of pain? You could even give it, say, oh, you know, pain feels very sharp to me, very stressful. So I'm going to give it, you know, kind of a spastic color. Maybe it's multicolored. Okay? But give it some texture. So we're just going for texture here. So give it some feeling. We're going to give it, oh, this makes me feel like I have no control. This makes me feel like I am forever under the pressure and stimulus of this horrible thing. This makes me feel scared. This makes me feel like I want to cry. This makes me feel like I have to be angry to protect myself. Or it makes me feel like I have to be defensive. Or it makes me feel like I'm always in fear. It makes me feel frustrated. It makes me feel shameful. It makes me feel guilty. So let's give it texture. Make it a yucky, yucky color. Now I want you to give it texture. I want you to think about how this yucky thing affects you. And it's going to be in front of you. Okay? So we're going to give it some texture. Give the poison some definition. Okay? And, you know, really get very descriptive on the impact on you. And this is so we can be done with it, because we do not want to be subjected to an experience for the rest of our life. We want to find a way to move past it and let it go and let it be part of the past and stay there and say, okay, I learned how to grow from this. It made me resilient. I know how to not be in this situation again. I know how to have compassion for people that have gone through this. The idea is to hopefully learn something, find a way to get stronger so we can be protected from not having to go through it again. And maybe we help others not have to go through this. Maybe we find solutions in society for it, right? But we don't want to stay stuck with it forever. Yuck. Okay, so we've given this idea of, this, what has plagued us. So again, my name is Michelle Love. We are doing a guided meditation on finding resilience of moving through trauma so it does not define our experience in life. This show is dynamic change. I want to show you dynamic techniques to move through things that create emotional blocks and pain and struggles in our lives. Okay? So, I teach self-defense. That's one of the things I do. And I call upon people to find their inner fierceness. I often define it as their grr, and to make it fun. So I want you to find that. I want you to find that fight for yourself to push out this poison. I want you to be fed up with it. I want you to be like, I am done. And push it out of your body. So with your mind, with your intention, a lot of times I like to visualize fire. So when I breathe, I'm pushing out this fire that just expels it from my body. It burns up all that negativity, all the connection of where it was living in my being, living in my body, living in my psyche. Okay? So what we're going to do is let's now build a fire. We have this ball, and maybe you right away were able to put it outside your body, and you have this yucky ball in front of you, poison, right? But sometimes you're like, I can't get it out. I found it, and it's awful, and it totally grosses me out. I feel like puking now, but we want to get it out. So I'm going to show you how you're not going to give up. You're going to push, and you're going to push. It's kind of like giving birth. You are going to get this out, and you will not quit or give up on yourself until it's pushed out. So let's build a fire in your body. So imagine deep in your belly, lower belly, you could build a fire. And this fire is going to cleanse and really break up all the attachments, right? We kind of develop attachments because it takes root in our psyche and our being, our subconscious. Our tissue has memory. Your cells have memory. So all these areas need to be kind of like broken up, and we need to like break up where it was living. So I want you to imagine this fireball. It breaks off into little pieces of fire, and it goes throughout your body, and it just kind of bounces around, starts breaking up this negativity. Some people prefer other visualizations. Maybe it's a beautiful water. Okay, you could work with water. You could work with air, turbulent air that's going to, break it up and move it and release it. You can choose what works for you. I just like fire. So I'm going to imagine fire moving around my body, finding all the areas where this ball wants to stay stuck. Now just go through your body, go through your chest where we tend to hold grief. Go deep into your belly where we hold things that are very personal, right? That's where the stomach aches come from. Okay? That's where irritable bowel syndrome comes from. It comes from these poisons. It's part of it, right? So we want to look through your body. Where do you find discomfort? Where do you find upsetment? Where do you find the grief, the pain? If you have an injury, this will be connected with the injury. I have worked in the wellness field for over 30 years. I've worked with 11 different physical therapists, 2 acupuncturists. I've worked with herbologists. I've worked with a lot of chronic pain. I have worked with people really struggling with their bodies, and I've worked with some body dysmorphia. I've worked with a lot of things, and injury, disease, health conditions, depression, all these things work together. Mental stress, all of it's linked in. So I want you to go through your whole body. I want you to really, really dig deep. Dig deep. Find where this needs to be let go from. And then I want you to get feisty. I want you to get really feisty here, because I know everyone has the ability to be so strong. And that's always my goal, is to help you get in touch with your strength. So we're going to take some breaths, and we're going to focus that intention, focus that feistiness, that fight for ourselves to push out this poison into a ball in front of you. Take 3 deep breaths and push it out. Again, you can stand up if you prefer. Inhale. Get feisty. I want to see the fight. I want to feel it. One more time. Really feisty. And push. Now we have this ball in front of us. Now we're going to send it healing. Again, if you are spiritual, ask for the help of what you believe in, whatever resonates with you. Okay? Again, it could be Mother Mary. If you're an atheist, it can be just the good intentions of the universe, the universal energy, or it could just be the focus of your mind, wanting to have good things in your life. Okay? If you're spiritual, you believe in Mother Mary, Kuan Yin, or just positivity in the universe, call on that support. Call on that focus within yourself, whatever you resonate with. Or just meditate, just focus you're focusing on the well-being of your mind, of your body. Okay? And we're going to focus first healing on this ball of poison. Okay? And you're going to focus, imagine projecting green energy for healing. Okay? That's going to be our intention, green energy for healing. So call upon help if that feels right to you. Otherwise, you say, I'm a badass. I can do it. Just do it on your own. That's fine too. Okay? But I want you to bring up that strength. I want you to bring up that feistiness, that fight, the good fight for yourself. You are never going to give up. You are not going to settle for having this level of pain in your life anymore. It's enough. Enough is enough, right? Okay. So, we're going to breathe in. Send some green focused energy out to heal it. Inhale again. Exhale, push. Push the green. And one more time. Blast it. Now what this does is we want to do this until we start shifting that poison. Okay? We are going to heal it. So the mind is, they don't, none of the scientists even know the capacity of the mind and our thoughts and our focus. Like they say, we only use a small portion of our mind. We are such powerful people. Everyone is powerful. And it's a matter of tapping into that focus, that belief. You have to believe you have power. You have to believe you are capable. You have to believe that there is something better beyond this. If you do not believe it, how is there an opening for it to be a possibility in your life? You must believe that there can be better. And you fight that fight for yourself until you feel so strong and so resilient that you can start finding joy and happiness, because that's where we're going to go. Okay? So, the focus is melting, changing, morphing this thing into something better. And it's no longer in your body. So again, my name is Michelle Love. This show is Dynamic Change. You are listening to KPCA LP in Petaluma. And this show today, I am focusing on how to find resilience from trauma, how to release trauma, how to focus on what's after trauma, what's after something. Maybe it wasn't as bad as trauma, but some sort of thing that was holding you back in life, that was making you unhappy. We are shifting it today, and I'm asking you to be feisty and strong for yourself. I'm asking you to focus. I'm asking you to be stubborn for yourself. If you have that in your personality, I want you to use it for you, for betterment, for your inner experience, which will create better things in your life. So now we're going to send that ball of poison we pushed out of our body. We're going to send it love, and we are going to melt it down. And you'll feel it changed. Like, you'll feel you got to do it until you're like, oh, wait, something shifted. Or you see it starts to melt. We can melt it with our minds. We can melt it with our intention. We can melt it with our love. We can also make the goodness in us bigger than that poison to shift it as well. Okay, so you can tap into your goodness of heart, your kindness, your love, your gentleness, your compassion, your wanting good things for people you care about. For sometimes it's hard to find the love for ourselves, but we can find it for other people. We're finding it for ourselves in this moment to transmute something that has been making us feel weaker than who we are, that is really not part of ourselves. Okay? So this is a lie. If you've been, like, maybe something really awful happened and someone was very cruel to you, whatever was said to you was not truthful. Whatever way you were put down is not the truth. You need to feel in your body how, it wasn't, the fact that it didn't feel good means that it wasn't true. It wasn't right. Your body wants to reject it. Your psyche wants to reject it. But sometimes we buy into it. After it's been there a long time, or we've been mistreated a long time, we start to actually identify with that. It is not true. So now we're going to send it love, and I want you to really be feisty, and I mean it. I want you fierce, okay? Because everyone can do this. I believe in all of you. I have done these things. I've taught it. It is totally doable. You say, get strong here. We're going to inhale. And I want you to push love. Blast it. And blast it again. Pink light. And whatever you believe in, I respect all of it. I honor all of it. Those are tools for you. So call in whatever resonates with you, your spirituality, if you're religious, if you believe in, just the power of the mind, if you're an atheist, whatever resonates with you. Ask for that support, that help. You don't ever have to do everything on your own. You can do it whatever works for you, but just know you can always ask for help. Inhale. Last time, blast it. So if you are religious or spiritual or whatever, I'm going to give you some techniques to imagine it. Even maybe if you feel ready to let it go, there's two options here. One, you can leave that ball in front of you, and I want you, as often as you can throughout the day, blast it with healing, green light, and I mean blast it. I want you to be so tired of these patterns, so tired of the pain, so tired of the suffering, that you are like, I am done. I am done. I want happiness. Okay? So you can blast it with healing, blast it with love and compassion. Or if you're like, wow, you know what? It started melting, dissolving. I think I can be rid of it. Then I want you to say, I know I can be rid of it. Okay? And you can, if you're spiritual, you can ask the angel to take it away, to be recycled into something wonderful, something lovely. You can ask, like the ocean, you can do visualization that the ocean takes it, or the wind comes and takes it away. Or if you're an atheist, you just want to do a meditation, just, you can see rain come down and just, wash it away, cleanse the whole experience. You could see it go down into the earth, and we can ask the wonderful earth and thank the earth, because she does so much. She puts up with us being on her, and we're still figuring it out. We're still figuring out how not to have pollution, and we need to figure it out. But we can ask her, please take this and recycle it, and let it just grow into a beautiful flower, a beautiful tree, whatever. Let it go. Okay? So that's the focus, is to shift and change it. And you can always go back to the beginning, find where it might still be lodged in your body, and we're going to get it out. Okay, now we're going to move past this. We are going to move past this. Everyone can. So again, I'm calling on your strength. I'm going to show you how to keep tapping into your strength. This is what I do. When I do assertiveness training through my wellness coaching, when I do self-defense training, I work with little kids, I work with women, I work with women that have been through trauma, I work with seniors, I work with everyone. I want us to be able to move forward in new ways, and to feel strong, and to feel safe, and to reach towards happiness. So the resilience, the way we tap into, now what? Wow, I get to go past that. Then what happens? Now we want to pull in the new identity. See, that was part of the psyche, right? That was part of how we labeled ourselves. I was a victim of this. I was, bullied by this person. This really awful thing happened. Okay, now, who are you? Now, you are someone that is going to focus on how you want to feel, for one thing, because we took the gunk out. Now I want you to create and focus on how you want to feel, okay? And I want you to give yourself new definition. So now you could journal, all right? You could do it later, but I want you to really focus on, okay, now I'm going to start feeling beautiful again. Now I'm going to start feeling good about myself again. So create the internal dialogue. Now those places that had lived, we're going to put in some wonderful stuff. Okay, so close your eyes, take a deep breath. We're going to inhale a beautiful color, fill your whole body with this beautiful, loving color. And this is a color that feels loving, feels kind, compassionate, and gentle. Breathe in. Fill up your body with this color. Pick your color. Pick your color. Make it magnificent. Breathe in. And put this beautiful, beautiful color into every pore, into every crevice, into every cell, into every part of your body. The parts of your bodies that haven't felt good, we're going to fill it up with good stuff. Bring it in. And fill up your body, fill up your mind, fill up your neck, fill up your belly, fill up your hands, fill up your body. Now I want you to think of what you're putting in there. I want you to think, do you want hope? Do you want love? Do you want inner stillness and calmness? Do you want that kind of laughter where you can't stop and you make funny noises? I love that one. So, what do you want? You want deep joy, belly laughs? Do you want playfulness? Do you want feeling just some things you've never felt before? Think of what haven't I been feeling in a long time, or maybe I never understood how to feel it. Maybe I never felt at peace. Maybe I never felt safe. Maybe I never knew how to ask for what I needed. I want you to deliberately put those plans into your body. Decide on some things, and you always keep working on it to refine yourself. What am I needing? What do I need deep in my belly to feel happy, to feel whole, to feel love, to feel passion, to feel inspired, to feel good about myself? You're going to put it in there. But again, I want you to be deliberate, stubborn, feisty. You never give up. It's possible. You have to believe it's possible. So you have to open your mind all the time. Life can shift. We can get to the other side, but we have to adjust our expectations, what we believe, what we focus on. This is the new focus. Inhale. I want you to think of those things that you are bringing into your body that you specifically need, and be deliberate about it. Be so focused like a laser. This is it. Breathe it in. Bring it all the way into your being, down into your feet. Hold it in, let it bathe the inside of your body. Exhale, release tension and stress. Inhale. Bring in all those good things. You are always worthy of love and kindness and feeling happy. Bring in the belief. Bring it in. Bathe your body in kindness and love and joy. Bring in that love that you give to others. Bring it into you. Allow yourself to feel the love that you often give out, but you don't know how to bring it to yourself. Bring it in. Hold it in and relax. Exhale. Bring it in. Hold it in. Bathe your body, your mind, your heart. Relax all your tissue. Breathe in this beautiful color. And relax when you exhale. Bring it in one more time. Really bring it in, all the way in. Hold it in, relax everything. Let it soak into your cells. Let it soak into your skin. Let it soak into your heart. Let it soak into your belly. So this strength, now I want you to tune into your inner strength. Tune into the core of your being, the center of your body, and just tune into that part of your body and see strength there. Focus, and you can, build, maybe you want an internal fire there all the time. Maybe that furnace is your strength. Maybe it's this beautiful garden. Maybe you give it a color. Maybe there's an animal like, oh, I like tigers. They're just, oh, they inspire me. They're so powerful. Put a little tiger there. Give it a name. Thank it for being your symbol. Put something there that anchors in that strength. Maybe you put a tree there as a symbol. Maybe you put a belief there on that you will never give up on yourself. So whatever you want to do, you put it in there, and that is your symbol, your belief, the thing you're going to cultivate and tune into throughout the day. Now imagine your energy, you pull it into that power, that strength center. Pull it in like a bubble. So we all have energy, right? So pull it in tight around your body, give it a color. Maybe it's gold, maybe it's silver. Maybe it's blue, I don't know. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. And it's a tight shell you bring into that power center and you hold it there. And this encapsulates you under your feet, behind your back, your whole body. Bring it in tight to seal in that resilience, to seal in that strength, to separate you from the poison we have let go. And keep that strength in for yourself. And now, as we're moving towards the end of the show, again, my name is Michelle Love. The show is Dynamic Change. And my focus today has been how we can find resilience after trauma. How we can identify ourselves separate from that and release it, let it go, move forward. Okay? So I want you to start focusing. What do you want in your life? How do you want it to feel? How do you want it to look? How do you want your connection with others to feel? How do you want the pace of your life to flow? How do you want to feel about your body? How do you want to feel about your heart, your intentions? How do you want to feel about your capabilities? How do you want to feel about the activities you choose to do in your life, your focus, the level of presence you bring for yourself with your intention and your discipline of your focus within yourself, and the quality of the connection of how you share yourself? How do you want it to be? How often do we think about these things? Think hard. Think really hard. Because we have to believe anything is possible. We limit ourselves if we focus on negative things. We limit ourselves if we put ourselves down in our mind. We limit ourselves if we focus on the things we've had to go through that were not a good thing. So who wants to be limited in life? I really don't. I want to be as expansive, as dynamic, as powerful, as passionate, as happy, as joyful as I can. Because when I focus on that, those experiences, that texture, that ability, that texture, that sense of self, presence, that fullness of who I am is what I'm sharing with my kids. It's what I'm sharing with my cats. I love them. It's what I share with the wonderful friends that I've met. It's what I share with the earth, with the community. This is what I share. Is I come from a place of the most beautiful place I can imagine within myself, and I work on cultivating it deliberately, stubbornly, regularly. I am focused. I will not give that up. And that is bigger and more powerful and more strong, has more strength than that trauma. That's trauma is nothing. It's just negativity. It's just poison. It is nothing. Let your inner strength, your inner resilience, your inner focus be so much bigger than that, because we are capable of big, wonderful, beautiful things. Make your beautiful, wonderful self so big, so meaningful. I hope I made you cry. Oh, I felt like crying. I want you to feel satisfaction. I want you to feel hope. I want you to feel meaningfulness. Okay, break time. I'm going to read. Oh, where'd I put it? Oh, I hid it from myself. I had a commercial. Let me grab the commercial. Okay, so here's our commercial for the radio. It's an announcement. They have such wonderful, wonderful shows. I want to share this with you. Oh, here's a sports one. I don't think I've ever heard about the sports one. This show from KPCALP, this live radio TV show in Petaluma, has this show called The Sports Roost. It's on Thursdays from 3 to 4 p.m., hosted by Harry Lewis. Petaluma has a rich sports history, along with active sporting events and fascinating personalities. Harry brings local sports alive with an eclectic mix of current events and stories from the past, inviting guests into the roost for the show from all forms of sport and interviews with athletes who grew up in Petaluma or have come here to call it home. That sounds very entertaining. You sports lovers, check out that show. It's called The Sports Roost. And again, my name is Michelle Love. This show is Dynamic Change. And my background is over 30 years in the wellness field. I worked 7 years in psychology, working with teens. I've worked with people that have gone through really hard things in life, and I like to use all the things I have learned as I'm a certified wellness coach, self-defense instructor, fitness trainer. I have a degree in psychology. I've done a lot of work with people my whole life with the goal of helping them heal and move forward from things that I think we can get limited by, and heal those emotional blocks so we can really feel and expand in a way where we can be happy. So I want to share all that with you. I upload this show that I do every week, the show Dynamic Change on KPCALP in Petaluma. It's on Wednesdays at 11 o'clock. You can listen to it live from 11 to 12 p.m. Or what I do is I will record them and upload them to my YouTube channel where they're all there. And you can click on all of them. And I give them titles so you know what I was speaking to within that. And so you can see where, the topic I was addressing, my thoughts on that topic, how you can shift that particular struggle and heal from it. And so the YouTube channel is Michelle Love with Dynamic Change and Wellness. If you are interested in the type of classes and groups that I provide, the wellness coaching, self-defense, I do somatic healing classes, any of that, you can always go to my website. It's dynamicchange.wellness.com. I really hope this has inspired you to have a good fight for yourself, for your healing, for wholeness, to let go of things that have been painful for you, to realize that you do not have to let them live in your body, in your psyche, in your mind anymore. That you have the right to have freedom, that you have the right for the sovereignty of your being. And when we have gone through really painful things, we do not have to live in that pain the rest of our lives. So I hope I have inspired you to fight really hard for yourself to be free of pain and to allow good things in. Allow self-love in, allow compassion for yourself in. None of us are perfect, and it is a journey, but we need to find peace and kindness for ourselves so we can feel at liberty to expand within ourselves and express the best version of ourselves, the deepest, the richest, the most present, thoughtful, intentional, kind person. And that fulfillment, I think, helps heal everyone else we come in contact with, because we are moving in healthier patterns, better ways to relate, better ways to be compassionate and understanding, and we have learned from what we have gone through so we can be present with people and the earth and the animals, and let's all work together. Thank you for being here today. Thank you so much. I hope your day is fantastic. I look forward to speaking to you again.